Welcome one, welcome all. That's right, I am here. Sort of soliciting people for a tournament. What? A tournament that's happening tomorrow, January 22nd, 6 p.m. That's right, happening on a Friday, and I'm excited. Personally, I'm excited. I already have a bunch of people in it, but I want more. Well, at least a few more. Some more to make it even. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't know. Maybe for some reason you've been left in the dark and haven't seen it. But right here you can see, uh, right here you can see No Hud Mode tournament. I did one for fun, and I thought it went pretty well and surprisingly smooth for how quickly it was set up and already how many problems I had trying to do it. And we only had 5 players, and I was included in one of those, Master RPG, Lord Relic, Proposition 65, and Damaged Heart 64. And it was awesome. I had a lot of fun, despite whether I won or not, which, spoiler alert, watch the damn video. It was a lot of fun. And it was no HUD mode, which means no heads up display, which means you turn off your stamina, your health, everything. You can only see your opponents. And I thought that was very interesting. I really liked the idea. People loved the idea. They hated that it was sort of boiled down to who can poke first or better. And I agreed, but still, that would happen anyway with 2 people with similar weapons. So it was high level play, whether you agree with it or not. I thought it was great. So I ended up making a new one, and it's not here, but it's on challenge.com. So you just go to challenge.com, and if you go to challenge.com / ultra no HUD mode, if you have Xbox 360, you can sign up for this tournament that's happening tomorrow. As it states here, it is January 22nd, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's New York, Florida time if you're not positive. Obviously, just look it up if you don't know. And if for some reason you don't have an email, like Mr. Apple, we didn't, or the email didn't work, I entered him in because he told me he wanted to be in, and he should be available. But there are some strict rules in case you wanted to know. And I wrote the rules here. Acceptable weapons. There are supposed to be ultra weapons. Obviously, there aren't ultra great axes and whatever. It's just great axes and great hammers. But there are ultra great swords, and I'm trying to get the bigger weapons than not. There are a few exceptions that actually happen to be in great axes and great hammers. For instance, great hammers has the Aldia hammer, which is a great hammer, but it acts more like a halberd. And in the great axes, there is the crescent axe, which acts more like a regular axe, just definitely not as powerful as any of the great axes. I believe it does do magic damage, so could be somebody using that. And as far as ultra great swords, I don't think there's anyone that sort of doesn't fit that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look at that. But banned are any use of bows, because when you're using big weapons like this, it's extremely difficult to get away from bows, and I think that's a little more cheap for what kind of tournament I'm trying to run. And no healing. Although I feel like healing wouldn't be a problem regardless, because you'll be set in sort of one area to fight, and if other people see it, they'll just beat up on you anyway, I'm sure. Yes, that's what I'm talking about here. This awesome tournament. If you have an Xbox 360, come join. If you really think you can join the ranks here, of course, there are some caveats to this. You probably are going to want to be a higher level character. I don't think any 150 builds can play in this specific tournament. Yeah, I think that'd be like 2 hits and you'd be dead. Although I think most of these are probably going to be a good 4 or 5 hits, and whoever gets hit is going to be dead. That's sort of how I want it to be. Is sort of gigantic weapons, a few hits, somebody's hurting, and that's basically it. If your match is up, though, however, and you are not there, I will try to skip to another match or other matches in the same round as best as I can. If that, if all those matches are done and you're not available, you're being cut. Whatever round you were at, you will lose. Now just cut it. I'm not going to wait too long, because you're not just wasting my time. You're wasting, whatever, however many other people time, 10, 12, who knows. So don't do that. Come on. Either be there or you're going to be pushed aside. Also, obviously it will be put on YouTube, like I said before, and I will try to make this in the Grand Cathedral, last bonfire you can get in the DLC. Some people don't have the DLC, which is hilarious for some people who, claim to love the game, right? So I thought that's weird. We might have to go elsewhere depending on who has the DLC or not. I would rather have it in the Grand Cathedral. I love that place. It's wide open. It's awesome. But there are other acceptable places I might have to go depending on certain people and certain problems. So I hope this really makes you want to join. I mean, obviously this is extremely short notice, but it's fine. I already have enough people now, and maybe I'll make a video earlier on for the next tournament, especially since Dark Souls 3 is coming out. I would like to have more and more tournaments before Dark Souls 3 comes out, and also in Dark Souls 3. I mean, I definitely plan on getting the game. I don't know if I'll be able to post as much as I did for this game. We'll see, depending on how my life turns out. But I hope to as much as I can, and I'm definitely getting it. That's not an issue. But this No Hud mode, ultra specific weapons, I'm excited. If you think that maybe I should add more rules or ban more things or something, please let me know. Obviously you only have like 1 day to do it, but I'd be very interested to know, because I know setting up tournaments isn't exactly that easy to predict what you should do. Whereas I kept having to add certain things like this PS and PPS up here, because I kept thinking of new things to add or whatever to make sure to tell people. And sometimes it's tough to see all the angles. Like, for instance, I totally forgot about the Crescent Axe. All the hammer I didn't forget about. I just don't think that's going to be as great. The Crescent Axe, though, I think that might be, depending, a little bit OP, especially if you're a wait-and-see player. So we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully it won't be stupid. Anyways, also, if you didn't know, it's best 2 out of 3. And let's show the fake bracket for now. But the bracket now, as you can see, there's only 9 players, which I want at least an even number. So 10, 12, 14, whatever. So I don't know who this is, but I'm excited to know who this is. Spartacus is awesome. I hope they're not just a person who wants to enter and just wants their name there, but, well, we'll see. So, we have all these people here, and I'm excited. But it's double elimination, and if you don't know what that means, that basically means out of the best 2 out of 3 matches here, let's say Smoog loses here. He goes down here. He's not out of the tournament yet. He has to win here, win here, win here, win here, win here, and then he needs to win here twice. He needs to win 2 sets of 3 in order to be the actual winner. Or right here, I guess. Yeah. So, like, let's say it's Lord Relic's here. Smoog wins. Lord Relic then goes against Smoog. Smoog wins again. Then they both go over here. Smoog, Lord Relic. They both have 1 loss. And then the winner of that set of 3 matches, that's 2 out of 3, then is the grand champion. That's how it's going to be. Of course, we have some reoccurring names. Damaged Heart, Lord Relic, obviously. But we have some new names, which I'm excited about. Spartacus is awesome. Smoog! Vendrick Mini. Damaged Heart, like I said, he's back. Weeboo Jew. Thy Plague, who's good, but his connection sucks. So I'm excited for this, just sort of giving you a play out. And, I obviously am not getting any money from this website, Challenge. I don't know exactly who made it, who created it, but is spectacular for making tournaments. So you can see here, I can click on standings. Obviously there's no one involved. You can have people predict stuff when this is all starting. You can discuss in here if I wanted to. You could look at all the participants here. Hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Edit whoever you want. The bracket's like extremely easy to edit. When somebody wins or loses, then they go on and it's all set up for you. It's amazing for me. I remember seeing this site years ago, and I was entering in tournaments for grief mode and zombies, and people would use this, and I was like, wow, it's really good, but it has improved and really well. So I mean, this is amazing. I wish people would use this more, honestly. It's crazy. And you can even search for games on here. So let's say you like, sorry if this is a weird tutorial of challenge.com, but I am actually a really big fan, and I think they deserve all the praises they can get. So, I don't want to search my tournament. I want to, I guess I browse tournaments. All right, so already this is just amazing amount of tournaments for, I'm not even sure, but let's just say Dark Souls 2. Boom, you browse all the tournaments that have Dark Souls 2 in the name. Of course, you can browse the game as well. So, Dark Souls 2. For some reason, Dark Souls 2 doesn't show up as much, but it is still pretty cool how you do it. I don't know, let's say Battlefield 1942. All right, no tournaments for that, but the game shows up. You know, it's the same thing. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I guess. All right, so there's no tournaments for that. Obviously, this is not the greatest showcase of challenge, but people just didn't make tournaments, so it's not my fault. Black Ops. Yeah, let's try Black Ops 3. Got to be there. Something's got to be there. All right, there's at least one tournament of Black Ops 3. Actually didn't start too long ago, and you can see who was in this tournament too. So this is still going on, or I don't know how this works, but I think that's usually what happens is these divulge into basically nothingness, because getting people all over the world, this looks like it's Italian, but getting people all over the world to try to play in tournaments is really difficult. That's why setting it up on here is hopefully the best way. And I'm going to try to do it all in one shot. That's the whole point. So, you know, if you want to enter this in, it's very important to know that you need to have at least 2 hours of playtime, and there will be some waiting. It has to be waiting, obviously, because each match is going to happen. And I would like to record each match. If there was like a crazy amount of people, like if there's like 30, 40 people, there's no way I would be able to record every match. That's just probably not feasible. So then I'd have to have people go on the honor system. Both people agree to tell me who won the match, and then I'll enter it in. And actually, in this, you can set people who can enter their own stuff in. I haven't really fiddled around with it too much, but it's quite amazing. So I hope, you know, you are excited to see tournament. I hope that if you want to join in, you can join in. I think you just need a valid email address. Put your name in there. Make sure it is your Xbox Live name, because otherwise I won't know how the hell to get you. Or you can just post it in the discussion. Be like, hey, I'm blah, blah, blah. I don't know what your gamer tag is, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to give out my gamer tag because, you know, I'm posting these videos. That's crazy. But, yeah. So let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any rules I should change, make better, or maybe even for a future video, let me know what you think. And like, comment, subscribe, enter the tournament, and I will be back.